This video is going to talk about scientific notation and also expanded form. So scientific notation is a way of writing a number as a decimal between the number 1 and 10 multiplied by a power of 10. So for example, if I had 70,120, I could also represent it in scientific notation as 7.012 times 10 to the fourth. If I have a number in scientific notation, I can just move the decimal, the number of places that the power shows, to the right to get the standard form. So 1.301 times 10 to the 10th in scientific notation is really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to fill in my zeros here. So this number in standard form is 13 billion, 10 million. If I have a number in standard form and I want to turn it into scientific notation form, I just move the decimal place to the left. So I put a decimal point there. And I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember, the goal is to get to a number between 1 and 10. So I ended up with 2.7594 times 10 to the 9th because I moved my decimal point 9 times over until I got to a number between 1 and 10, which was 2.7. Again, this is called scientific notation. All right, next step is expanded form. So expanded form is a way of writing a number that shows the value of each digit as a power of 10. So for example, if I had the number 1,209, in expanded form, I would write 1 times 10 to the third, because that represents 1,000. Then I would do 2 times 10 to the second, which represents 200. And then I would do 9 times 1, which represents 9. All right, so some practice. When you have a number that is already in scientific notation and you want to change it to expanded form, you focus on the places of the powers. So this would be the 1 is in the 10, power to 10. The 3 is in the 10 to the power of 9. The 0 is in 10 to the power of 8. And the 1 is in 10 to the power of 7. So the way you would write out the expanded form would be, so the 1 is represented as 1 times 10 to the 10th. The 3 is represented as 3 times 10 to the 9th. I do not talk about the 0, so you skip the zeros, and then you go to the 1, and that would be 1 times 10 to the 7th. So do you notice that the 10 to the 8th was skipped because it was a 0? So that would be my answer in expanded form. So second example, I have the number 2,759,400,000. So if I was to figure out what I'd have it in scientific notation, I'd move the decimal place over, and I would end up with 2.7594 times 10 to the 9th. So to write out in expanded form, I make note of my powers. So the 2 is going to be to the, sorry about that. The 2 will be to the ninth power. The 7 will be to the 8th power. The 5 will be to the 7th power. The 9 will be to the 6th power. And the 4 will be to the 5th power. So you end up with 2 times 10 to the 9th plus 7 times 10 to the 8th plus 5 times 10 to the 7th plus 9 times 10 to the 6th plus 4 times 10 to the 5th. And that is the expanded form. If you have any questions, please let me know.